Hold on to your seats and get ready to witness one of the most remarkable engineering feats of our time, as China and Vietnam collaborate to create a $64 billion high-speed railway that will revolutionize the way we travel. Welcome to our latest video, where we will be taking you on a thrilling ride to explore one of the most ambitious and awe-inspiring projects of modern times. In today's episode, we will be delving into the world of high-speed rail as we explore China and Vietnam's colossal new $64 billion megaproject, the high-speed railway. With cutting-edge technology, innovative design, and unmatched engineering excellence, this project is set to transform the face of travel and transportation as we know it. So fasten your seatbelts and get ready for a journey like no other. A nation's infrastructure plays a significant role in how prosperous it is economically, and Vietnam is planning to safeguard its future. The world has taken notice of Vietnam's new high-speed rail project, which is expected to cost $64.8 billion. China has played a crucial role in bolstering Vietnam's economy by bringing in a regular supply of tourists as a neighbor and important trade partner. Vietnam has shocked everyone by choosing Japan as its partner when many expected China to win the lucrative high-speed rail project. Many people are perplexed by Vietnam's unexpected choice of Japan over China. Given the magnitude of the issues involved, the choice could have long-term effects on Vietnam. The Southeast Asian nation of Vietnam is expanding quickly, and its tourism industry is booming. The nation's transportation system, however, is proving to be a substantial roadblock to its further development. For instance, a self-drive trip from Hanoi to Ho Chi Minh City could take up to a day and 2 nights. And at the busiest travel times, it might even take 3 days and 2 nights. Vietnam's economic growth, notably in the tourism industry, is being hampered by the inconvenience of such lengthy travel times. Vietnam runs the danger of missing out on a large opportunity for growth and prosperity without making significant improvements to its transportation infrastructure. Vietnam recognized the necessity to upgrade their traffic infrastructure given their lengthy 1,000-kilometer north-to-south configuration. After much thought, it was decided to spend an enormous $64.8 billion to build a high-speed railway that would solve the nation's transportation problems. The 1,559-kilometer north-south high-speed rail, which costs $30 million per kilometer, connects Hanoi with Ho Chi Minh City. Significant interest in the project was shown by nations like China, Japan, and Germany. China indicated a strong interest in the project and actively sought to work with Vietnam, but they also gave suggestions for how to advance the high-speed rail industry. Additionally, China expanded its internal high-speed rail network to the Vietnamese border, highlighting the crucial significance of this project. Before we go further to discuss the modalities of this multi-billion-dollar project, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button below to stay updated on the latest videos. Now let's continue. No doubt, a high-speed rail linking China and Vietnam would be advantageous. It might result in a rise in tourism, economic expansion, and closer ties between the two countries. Despite these benefits, Vietnam's choice of China as the railroad project's developer was not made purely on the basis of efficiency. In spite of their strategic relationship, Vietnam still views China with some mistrust because politics heavily influences the decision-making process. This distrust has its roots in the bitter historical rivalry between the two nations, which is still fresh in many Vietnamese people's minds. Additionally, Vietnam worries about becoming overly dependent on China for its infrastructure projects and worries about China's territorial ambitions in the South China Sea. Despite the potential benefits, Vietnam is cautious about cooperating too closely with China and will continue to approach this relationship with care. Vietnam's decision to collaborate with Japan can be attributed to various factors, including the robust ties between the two nations. Their friendly business relations and extensive cooperation in political and military affairs have strengthened their alliance. Japan has even stood by Vietnam as an ally during the South China Sea crisis in 2014, despite being geographically distant. Japan's long-range diplomatic strategy and short-term offensive tactics serve as a counterbalance to China, amplifying tensions and differences between China and Vietnam. As a result, Japan has become a crucial partner for Vietnam in safeguarding its interests and sovereignty. Moreover, Japan has made significant investments in Vietnam's economy, recognizing the vast untapped potential of Southeast Asian economies. Japan's involvement in various investment initiatives has helped boost Vietnam's economic growth and development. This partnership has created opportunities for both countries to benefit from each other's strengths and expertise, making them an excellent team for the $64 billion Vietnam Megaproject high-speed railway. As we witness this historic collaboration unfold, we can't help but wonder what other groundbreaking initiatives they will achieve together in the future. Will they continue to defy the odds and set new standards for cooperation in the region? Only time will tell, but we are excited to see what the future holds for these two nations. Vietnam is becoming more and more appealing to investors from around the world as it develops and grows. But when it comes to who is making the most investments in Vietnam, Japan is currently in the lead. The pro-Japanese sentiment that has grown in Vietnam over the past few years, partly as a result of worries about China's engagement in the nation, is one explanation for this. It is interesting to note that Vietnam has even asked China and Japan to help with the building of a new subway system in the nation. Even though there have been occasional delays, China's reputation for efficient building and outstanding outcomes has had a big impact on the project. Word of mouth has split into two distinct groups since the metro system was installed, with many citing China's contributions as a crucial element in the project's success. In the end, Vietnam's emphasis on innovation and growth has made it a desirable location for investors from all over the world, including China and Japan. The slow pace of building in Japan has been difficult for Vietnamese people, and there is also a rising mistrust of China as a result of Western nations' dishonesty and the South China Sea conflict. Despite this, Vietnam has commended the quality and artisanal support of Japan, which makes their choice to work with Japan on the high-speed rail project rather astute. The Ho Chi Minh City Metro was started in 2012 with an initial completion date of 2018, but is currently unfinished for a number of reasons, including local accounting practices. As a result, the Vietnamese people are concerned about the sluggish pace of development in Japan. It's unclear when the subway will be open to vehicular traffic in its entirety, with some estimates pushing it as far back as 2030. On a positive note, Japan also gained control of India's high-speed rail project in 2015. Despite earlier projections that India's high-speed rail project would be operational by 2023, the project has encountered significant obstacles and remains incomplete after 8 years. Meanwhile, China has been making impressive strides in infrastructure development, with the high-speed railway project expected to be completed between 2016 and 2021. Japan, on the other hand, is lagging behind and is currently at a standstill. This disparity is further highlighted by Laos, which was able to build its own high-speed train in just 5 years, resulting in a boost to its GDP and improved living standards for its people. The importance of infrastructure development cannot be overstated, and it is crucial for countries to invest in such projects to improve their economies and the quality of life for their citizens. As such, it is crucial for governments to prioritize infrastructure development and ensure that projects are completed on time and within budget. China has extensive experience building high-speed rails outside of Vietnam and Laos. China has also aided Indonesia in the development of its own high-speed rail, with a trial run set to start just 4 years after the ban on the service in Jakarta was implemented in 2018. However, Japan has emerged as Vietnam's chosen partner for the North-South high-speed rail project, despite China's rapid infrastructure development and success in high-speed rail construction. Vietnam has taken its time to undertake careful study and come to the right conclusion for its country, despite China's 4-year holdup in approving Indonesia's first high-speed rail line. Ultimately, the completion and success of the North-South high-speed rail project will be the ultimate test of Vietnam's decision. As we conclude this video, we can't help but wonder, what will be the impact of this $64 billion China-Vietnam megaproject high-speed railway on the economic and political ties between the two countries? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain: this massive infrastructure project will transform the transportation landscape of Southeast Asia. Stay tuned for more updates on this groundbreaking development.